This shower valve is broken. When I turn the shower diverter valve to the shower position, water still comes out of the tub faucet and the shower head at the same time. In this house, the main water shutoff valve is located in the garage. Depending on your home, you may also have a shutoff valve at the street. I linked another video above that shows how to find and turn off your home's main water supply. I filled up this sink to make sure I have a little backup water in case if something goes wrong and I can't finish the job tonight. This will allow me to brush my teeth later. After I turn the water off to the house, I open the valves of the sinks in the house to make sure that all of the lines were free from any backed up water pressure.
The calcium buildup behind here has caused it to connect to the stem. So what we're going to do is just try to slowly work left and right. Take this screw out. That one came off a lot easier.
I needed to use a knife to break the seal of the adhesive from the shower cover plate to the tile wall. It's screwed onto the valve, so I unscrewed it by turning it to the left.
At this point, we have the shower stem right here, and this is going to be what has the problem. We need to remove that, and the best way to do that is a crescent wrench, but sometimes the tile, depending on the style of this stem, the tile is going to be too far forward for you to be able to access it with a crescent wrench. So they make a tool called a cowbell. I don't have one of those to show you right now, but if you were to run into that problem, you would have to get yourself a cowbell. The problem with this stem is this little pink gasket that is held down by that screw. It seems to be old and compacted, and that is what's causing it to leak. So that gasket needs to be replaced. The seat is basically the piece that this washer is going to seat up against to form a seal. And if the seat is at all damaged, you would want to replace that, but because it's in good condition, we are going to leave that one there. To replace the washer, you would just remove this screw. This is the washer, and as you can see, it's really disfigured. This is a Price Pfister shower. I purchased a packet of different size washers and gaskets. To replace this, you can go ahead and get the same brand that you are working with. As you can see, it says PP right here, and then
if you need to replace the entire valve, it's best for you to take the old one into the hardware store, but this is just a replacement of the actual gasket, so that's not as crucial.
There is a gasket also right here, or a washer that sits right on there. We want to make sure that that's still on there. Sometimes it will be inside the stem in the wall. It'll just get stuck in there. That's pretty common. But then to reinstall it, we first want to make sure that it is backed all the way down, because if you had it out too much, you won't be able to seat the threads all the way down on the stem here and allow it to seal at the wall.
You just saw how to replace the washer, but the old shower valve was too far gone, so now I'm going to install a new shower valve stem instead. Before installing the new shower valve stem, make sure the O-ring is fully seated at the base of the stem. Before installing the shower valve stem, turn it to the fully backed out position so the valve can thread in properly.
get it tight, but you don't need to overly tighten it.
After installing the shower valve stem, tighten the 2 hex nuts to secure the valve properly. I backed it off just slightly because I felt like it was overly tightened. I'm applying plumber's putty to the base of the shower trim plate to make sure any water does not come into the wall. Take a chunk of the plumber's putty about the size of a golf ball and roll it with your hands until it's the shape of a pencil. This is what you're going to be applying into the trim plate. Make sure it goes all the way around with no gaps and blend the seams together so water doesn't come through. You want it to stick up above so that it touches the wall, and then put it on the valve and twist until it makes full contact with the wall. You want to just get it hand tight. You don't really need tools for this part, but you want it to be tight enough so it stays in place. Once this process is done with the first valve stem, you can move on to the next one, making sure that all of them are completed that need to be replaced or fixed. Once finished, place the handles back on the valve stems and install the screws.